Alright, Delegator99.com is basically a productivity tool used for busy offices with less than 300 employees. Busy being that they have a multitude of projects. I'm going to log in here as I discuss this. So they have a busy back office, lots of projects, lots of stress, and we're going to make their job a lot easier, which is going to reduce their stress, which is also going to reduce errors, and we're going to make it less prone to error, and we're going to allow them to do basically more in less time, and we're going to help them focus, and overall we're probably going to save them roughly 10 grand a year per staff member, not including the errors that don't happen, that are impossible to compute because there's no longer a level of errors. You can see your errors going down, errors and mistakes that are costly going down. You can see the stress burden going down, better results for the tasks that you do because you're now more able to focus on them, and just like a lightening of the load, so to speak, just by being smarter. It's kind of like if you ever been to the third world in a very congested city and the cars don't seem to move very well because nobody's really following any sort of order, and they're just kind of like trying to get where they're trying to go, and it's just crammed in there. And it's kind of how we run our business. We're running things through email. You're running through email, and then 3 days later you go to revisit the project and you're like, where was that again? Oh yeah, that was over here. And then you look down, you have to go through 10 emails. There it is, here it is. Okay, you pop that back up. Then you ask so-and-so in the office or across town, do you remember that project? I had the question, blah, blah, blah. And they say, oh yeah, hold on, let me get that information. Where was that again? They start looking. And then it takes all this time, and you would be surprised. I would say about 75 to 80% of our time is spent doing ridiculous things where, under a perfect world where technology really served us properly, it would just be at our fingertips. And so what I'm showing you here is our grid. I'm going to go right into the partnership. This is a mission that I made, which is basically trying to partner up with sales reps that, existing salespeople that already have a Rolodex built up of quality business clients under 300, and are open to improvement, open to, if they're really going to save them that much, it's going to save them 10 to 20 grand per staff. So if they got 5 or 10 people on the team, that's already 100 grand a year. So who wants to throw away that money? And really the only thing we have to do is point out the fact that if we could show you a way where you're losing thousands of dollars a week without even knowing it, would it be, should we plug the hole or not? And to plug the hole, we require no risk on your part, just to actually find out, learn how to plug the hole, and then see if you want to carry on with it. And we're going to split our profit with the reps, so we're all kind of like win-win-win here. Everybody wins. They win the most. The client wins the most amount because our fees are only a fraction, maybe lucky if they reach 2% of the savings in terms of productivity, time waste, mistakes, and not even mistakes counted in. You count that in, that could be. Well, I've seen mistakes in my consulting practice. I've seen mistakes of companies reach $20,000 or $30,000 easy. I mean, these are mistakes that it's happening maybe quarterly. Different things, you forget to do something for a trade show and the whole thing gets really bent out of whack. So anyway, the point is here that mistakes alone are worth it. Everything alone is worth it. But just to have everything, they make the job easier, and you can really focus a little bit deeper, because if your ramp up time to focusing on a project is 90%, then you focus for 10% of the time and then you take a break. I mean, we're limiting our focus time because we're all these busy tasks, repeated errors, repeated problems, and it's just not smart. And there's a way to do it. It's comfortable, it's easy for them, it's HTTPS, it's all secured, it's as secure as working on a bank. You just got voice, video, everything, grid, statistics, repeat. You can even repeat tasks. We have a lot of tasks monthly that we have to do. We have to check up on our clients' hosting. We do a hosting business as well. So there's all kinds of things that are played in here, and it just helps your whole workflow flow better. And the thing is, we don't really need to even have a heavy sales pitch, because they can try it for free. In fact, it's mandatory. They get at least 2 weeks free on the system before we approach them to, to dig in and be a real permanent partner. Because what we found is everybody that lasts 2 weeks, nobody leaves ever yet. I mean, actually, this is a brand new version, a brand new launch, but we have a very similar version, and we've had a company on it for 4 years and another company on it for like 6 months. So it's not like people are going to give up and abandon it. In fact, they become more and more dependent upon it, and it just becomes so obvious. I've received comments from staff, I've received comments from management saying that I made their life a lot easier. And in fact, other people have noted that things run more smoothly in the office now. And I actually noted that to them, and they wanted to comment to me that, they kind of grinned and said, actually, it was, delegated that made it possible to run a little bit more smoothly. I mean, what's the price of that, the value of that? And our price, we're talking is a small 5%, so 95% of the winner is the client. And then we split that winnings with you to get us in touch with them, and together build a business that way. So I hope you enjoy it. If you just click on the main area anywhere to get in contact with, you can click on chat from the news. We have a news place here. You can click on support, that gets to us. We have a news area here. If you go home, the news is all about leadership, productivity, things like that. If you go home, you'll see here, email us here, and then also you can register, you can email us here, or chat here, or support. Any way to get a hold of us you want. Any way you feel comfortable with, we can hook up and talk about it a little bit further. I'll just give you one quick thing here. I'm going to go back into it. Let me see here. So now this, when I load my browser, this loads right up, and I just hit one key, and I'm already here. So it doesn't take any time at all. I just wanted to show you the potential going back into this task here, which is this is like 12. If you have 12 people that that run businesses, you're going to probably help 10 of them. So let's say 14, you're going to get 12. You're going to end up with enough in commissions to lease this car, which is like $600. Lease the car, put gas in it for the rest of your life. Because nobody's going to leave until their business goes out of business. They won't leave. We're just going to keep getting more and more. This is a couple dozen here. You can pay for that. If you want 6 dozen, that's what, 72. That's not really an outrageous. I have a friend with 100 in his Rolodex, and he says about 60 of them, his just wild guess is about 60 of them are perfect fits for this. So another 12 he's got this house paid for. So it's all pretty. If you go just gonzo, you go crazy, 300 or 400 clients. This is actually a real piece of property priced at the amount. This is the asking price, and it's priced at the amount what you could make. As a rep with 300 clients, maybe that's under perfect conditions. Maybe it'd be closer to like 350. But that's the point anyway. There is big money in it because you're really helping people earn a lot or save a lot. So any questions, just feel free to email us, or chat is even better. We're always around on the chat team there, and we can Skype and go over it. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.